Pro Series, and it's gonna be the Ursa. Okay, this is gonna be an absolute brawl.
This is sick. I love this pick. It's really good into the Mars. We've seen it banned every single game so far that a Mars has been picked. And you're picking it into the Morphling, which is, like you said, it's a little bit of a brawling hero here. Morphling, I think, wants to. I mean, if looking at this draft right now, like E-Blade is super value, but an Ursa is not a hero that like E-Blade ends up being that useful on, right? Because uh, you just can enrage to reduce the duration that it's going to last, or you just have a BKB anyway. So it's like, do you just go ahead and go the like I have Scotty like fighting build on the Morphling here instead, and just try and kite out this Ursa, which might end up being a better option for him.
I definitely think that's what we're going to see Kataro go for. Of course, there's always that fear. Ursa is just the perfect hero in this game. Morphling is in that same vein as the Ember Spirit, where you build that defusal, you force that Morphling on the defensive, and Fury Swipes don't care about your HP pool. Even if you're tanking up as much as you can, eventually you get to that tipping point where suddenly your Morphling needs to run or he needs to die. And in a lot of situations, Ursa is just so good at tracking down those kills, and that's where the Rubik is fantastic versus the Bane, but it might not be that end all be all defensive support that actually gets you out of that trap. And I think that's where Thunder Predator, that's the trap that they lay down. That's the carry matchup that they somehow get the leg up in. And that's where Lava need to be incredibly careful, because with this Morphling, you are playing not that tempo game. You're playing for that later timing. You have these plays that you're going to be able to consistently make with the Mars early on, but until that point, those are just buffer plays for this Morphling to actually get online, and we're going to need a lot from him. We're going to need the Scotty. We're going to need to see the Manta style. I think that's really all he's going to be able to get before Thunder Predator are looking at that second Roshan. That's where if you are getting too big, there's always the threat of that Magnus Soul RPing you, as we've seen every Magnus be completely prepared and happy to do when we see these ultra carries. And if Lava are not too careful with what they expend in a lot of these team fights, I think they could just get blown wide open by Thunder Predator's spell usage.
Yeah, I will say this is a pretty sick Rubik game, though. I mean, you have Magnus as well as Bane, heroes that Rubik love to take spells from, so you can potentially grab a Fiend's Grip. It is super easy as soon as you the Bane drop that one on someone. Just telekinesis into the Fiend's Grip, or telekinesis into the spell steal. And then you have your own. You can also always steal the RP pretty reliably. So Rubik, I mean, he's going to feel pretty happy about this game as long as his positioning is on point. We're gonna see the last picks here. Bands already coming through again, just super fast draft here today. Other than this very last pick here from Lava, but it's gonna be a Brewmaster, which is sick here. Super good against the Bane, helping find this hero, but it's also really good at kiting out this Ursa. The Cyclone is such a nuisance. Finding this Magnus on the back line as well. I mean, the amount of chaos that it brings to your team fight is going to be really useful here.
And of course, they are picking this now, the Mars mid, a blind matchup. If Thunder Predator really wanted to spin it, they could go for something a little bit crazy on the Dark Mega side, and they've got quite a lot of time to consider it. But Lava, just right on the money. Wesh Ursa is simply the best duo core, I think, in the game. It covers every single base. You just do everything perfectly. So I think that Wesh ban is so well deserved, and I think Lava taking it out now. Dark Mego needs to close the distance in just the Ember.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
There
is
we
a
go. All of these comfort heroes.
Yeah, I was gonna say these are a lot of comfort heroes. This is one of Dark Mago's favorite. Frank does play a beastly Brewmaster. I'll say that. In Leo style, we saw earlier on the Legion Commander, so he's not really unfamiliar with like these strength brawler mid laners. But Leo style is one of the first people to really play Mars into the mid lane pretty often as well. So another comfort hero for him for sure. But we are into our fourth and final series here with a pretty exciting draft. I cannot wait to see this one get underway. But Thunder Predator here versus Lava BestPC. And honestly, it's going to be an absolute slugfest.
And I think that's where Lava, everybody except for the Morphling is going to be involved in absolutely everything. If they start to slow down for even just a second, that's where Thunder Predator, and something they do and recognize so well, is they bring one more hero than you do, and then they end up getting no deaths. They always find these really advantageous scenarios where if you kind of overestimate them, then suddenly they kill you, you get absolutely no one, they bring another person to the party, and then the map just looks awful for you. In addition to that, I think having this Ember Spirit again, of course, an Ember Spirit that they're very comfortable with. Leo style knows so much about the hero. how are they actually going to be able to play and defend against their supports? We keep seeing this Ember picked up whenever you have heroes like the Bane, like the Rubik, where you have one spell and you're still getting run at. And it's that scenario where Thunder Predator have this sick timing where they've got Blink on Oscar, Blink on Angel, and BKB on Dark Mago. How do Lava actually deal with it? Are they going to be able to make enough plays to buy space for Kataro? Because this is Kataro's field. If he gets enough farm, we've seen him win games by himself, and this is a beastly Morphling game. At the same time, both of those supports are just incredibly fragile on the Thunder Predator side, and that's where the Morphling could just absolutely run free.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how this one pans out. It's going to be a sick game. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this series since the start of the tournament, since these teams were announced at being at the tournament. So should be a fun one. Excited to be casting it here tonight. For those of you that are just tuning in, this is the fourth and final series of the day, and that is going to be Thunder Predator versus Lava, which is the previous Thunder Predator roster, for those of you that are maybe haven't kept up with the post-TI stuff.
And we'll have to see how they actually decide to get out onto the map. Of course, we love to see Lava smoking level 1. I think they're one of the teams that have always smoked out level 1, just getting that advantage on that mid ward. It's usually where they end up placing it, but Leo style looking at that high ground actually. It's going to see both Angel and Oscar, but I think that's just the fadeaway back. But you see this rune vision actually placed from Lava.
I was going to say they went
Everything
for
is,
both high ground
oh my
spots.
goodness. That's all about getting the runes out of Dark Mago's hands. They know exactly what is going to allow this Ember Spirit to snowball out of control, and if they can keep that control away from him, we're going to see so many support rotations every 2 minutes.
Matthew here. Gonna take a few auto attacks from the Mars. Never fun, but yeah, I imagine we're gonna be seeing some fight over these runes. Brewmaster is pretty dang strong here, level 1. Probably gonna pick up the Cinder Brew, most likely, but we'll see what he ends up doing. Matthew just trying to slow down MJZ from going for this one. Frank? Is he going to be able to fight up against Angel here? We will see. He's just not going to bother. And we'll just grab the rune there, and they will just go 2-2, it seems.
Yeah, I'm really surprised by Matthew's starting item build. He's going for the boots, I think, because there is going to be that rotation towards that mid lane, pretty much always to try and get something going. And MDZ, he's already made the rotation over to block the small camp, I think, on the fadeaway here. But oh, let's see. He looks like he's going to battle up Matthew, but the big problem I have with his item build is just that when it comes to actually battling versus the Ogre, he loses that fight. That's where a Blightstone would honestly carry you just that little bit further. And with the way that this is getting a little bit drawn out here, of course you don't have the Ignite. It's a much less efficient spell in the Fire Blast, but this is a lot of space that Kataro is just in this 1v1, and I think he's completely fine. Of course he's going to get right-clicked up by Oscar, but there's no battle there.
It's a fun battle over this camp here as MJZ has gotten his sentry denied. He's going to go body block it, I think. Matthew trying to prevent him from doing so. Oh, he actually walks out? That voice line, though. So perfect.
Oh,
all
my
right.
Goodness. He
all
just
of that.
gives up on the play, too. He just walks away.
He's like,
okay.
all right, I messed up, guys. Sorry.
I mean, that's just awesome. I mean, the support play from these South American teams has just always been stellar. It's always such a treat to see what they're able to pull out.
So Leo style in the mid lane here on the Mars, going against Dark Mago's Ember. I feel like this still is not a bad matchup for the Mars. Like every once in a while, you got to be careful of this Flame Guard, but Leo style can always just spear him away, farm the wave, and back off, and that's exactly what he's just going to do there.
Yeah, I think there might be a timing where Dark Mago actually needs to be a little bit careful at level 3, where he has to decide if he gets another point in the Flame Guard, so level 2 Spear doesn't immediately take it off, or if he gets more points over in the Sleight of Fist, and yeah, you just get more points in Flame Guard, and that's something that Leo style can never really do consistently. You don't have that easy way to take it off with your W just doing physical damage, but that's where I think, again, we're going to see those rotations on the runes constantly, just because it matters so much more to not only have mana in your Mars, but also HP in your Ember Spirit. That's really the big draw from this matchup in the mid lane.
Yeah, every time I've seen Leo style play this mid lane Mars, he's always saving his spear for denies, like every single time. He's dropping that spear, trying to throw him into the enemy tower, or just spearing them away from the creep wave and getting some denies. You can see that's why he already has up to 4 already in the mid lane. So doing pretty decently.
Yeah, and that's just where you can't really contest anything. But top, this is a brutal lane for Angel, at least early on. I mean, Brewmaster Rubik, it's just Fade Bolt into Cinderbrew, and you just end up eating a good 300 damage, and there's not much you can do about it. That was a nifty little deny there from Angel, but that's where Pandaboo really needs to get this wave as far back as possible, at least until Angel's around level 4.
As soon as you're level 3 here on the Brewmaster, you get that second point in the Cinderbrew, you've got the second point in the Fade Bolt. It becomes so annoying to actually play this lane. You just take so much harass. Pandaboo could actually just be the target here for Lava if they decide, you know, they just need to get some harassment out. But if they ever stack up, I mean, these spells cleave, right? Like, you can hit both of them.
Yeah, you don't want to be near each other. I think that's why we see them play so separated in this lane, but every single time you overpower, and it's so much damage that you're copying here, and Angel, yeah, he's just dead.
Yeah, just good old contribution there from the support, the good old kill secured voice line, you know.
Yep, of course, and unfortunately that's where Frank also has his urn flying out, and until you get a few more levels up in this bear, there's really nothing you can do. This lane is continuing to be kind of a pain in Angel's arse.
Yeah, Urn is probably one of the better pickups early on. Mid lane, though, a dive in from Matthew and Dark Mago. They're going to try and chase down Leo style. A TP coming through. He has a Sleight of Fist not for 4 more seconds, and MJZ trying to get in range for the stun. They get him. They pin him against the tree. Or did it not actually work? I don't think it actually pinned him down.
No, I think he just walked it off, and maybe then you get 2 or 3 more right clicks out, but that is still massive, and you're really got to be careful here. MJZ, though, is just absolutely fearless. He does not care about this at all.
Me ogre, me fight, I guess. I don't know.
But with all this attention, you're seeing Oscar in the 1v1 versus Kataro. They're both getting quite a lot of farm here, but I think Kataro is just going to be happy with this every single day of the week. He already has his Morbid Mask, and it gets to a certain point where sure, Oscar can kind of pump fake out that RP, but you're never going to find your Morphling in a scenario where you actually are going to get sniped out here. Maybe once Matthew gets a few more levels in the power shot, we could see that pressure put on the Morphling, but until then, we are seeing that way more slow game coming out, and I think that honestly benefits Lava because they need to play towards that later timing.
Then you get aggressive up on Angel here in the top lane again. Frank just using that Cinderbrew to harass him out, and no, Rubik not too far away. They could just wait for these cooldowns, and instead Angel's gonna get aggressive of his own and might regret this one. They don't have a way to trigger the Cinderbrew though, so they kind of just have to wait it off, and now Angel the one in trouble here.
It was a nice attempt from Pandaboo with the sleep there, but it's just not enough. They really don't have the means to kill each other, but Bot, oh my goodness, they just walk him all the way back to the tower, and Katara gets the kill.
Wow, okay. I mean, Katara has just been playing at such low HP, but like you said, it is Matthew on the Wind Ranger. It's not a core, so you don't have Power Shot quite yet. He's 1-0-1, just now hitting level 3, grabbing the first point in Power Shot, but it's still not enough damage to like really take down this Morphling. I would be surprised if he doesn't pick up a raindrop at some point, but
yeah, I mean, it's where you wonder, should the focus have been more on this bottom lane as opposed to mid? Is it going to end up being enough? Because these early levels is when you have that opportunity to actually get some nice cheeky early kills versus the Morphling, and the more you force the Ogre to play with him, the more you don't have levels on your Morph, and you feel that just that little bit starved. I definitely feel like Lava, they're playing the map just a little bit better than their opponents. Not just that, with MJZ's rotations, he's not only keeping Matthew away from bottom, he's also keeping it away from the stacks, where he's just been so obnoxious mirroring him. I think Dark Mega might have something to say about it finally, though. Wait, okay.
What's going on over here? MJZ on the run. Okay. He's gonna get punished for this one. Dark Mago will finish off the kill. He's blocked up the ancient camps. That's sure to get sniped. Yeah, Matthew's gonna grab that. Say no way. Top lane though, Angel getting dove here. He ended up going for 3 points in the Thunderclap.
Okay. Able to walk away, but still, where's Pandaboo able to walk away?
Yeah. Guess who's here though? I was like, that is a Leo style on the Mars. This comes right with the drive-by. Getting himself a double kill.
I mean, oh, and this is at the absolute worst timing for Angel because he's going to look top. He's going to see that Frank isn't level 6. If he doesn't TP appropriately, he is just going to go right into a Brewmaster split where he is not level 6 himself. I hope Angel doesn't go for the throw here. Oh,
Mid
they're
lane,
picking it out
Arena
but
Spear
mid,
comes
yeah.
out. Yeah, they managed to find the kill there. They take down Matthew, not you know, the Dark Mago kill, but there it is. Like you said, the Pandemonium split comes out onto the Ursa. Angel, not quite level 6. He's just gonna get cycloned, setting up for another boulder, and there it is. The walk of shame gonna be coming out from the Ursa at this point. He doesn't have a choice.
It's just the worst possible situation for him. He doesn't know. He literally can't know. Gets the 6 in the tree line. He thinks he can get aggressive onto the brew. At least it looks like Dark Mago is going to be able to trace down Lose here, but at the same time, you already got what you wanted in the top lane.
Yeah, absolutely. Frank, I mean, we talked about this in draft. He plays an incredible Beastmaster, excuse me, an incredible Brewmaster. And see here firsthand as he has now made life pretty miserable for the Ursa. While Kotaro, now top in the net worth chart, does have Bloodlust as well. So he's got to be feeling pretty happy here. Leo style. Getting a count by an RP. 3 heroes surrounding him. And oh, sick shackle by Matthew. Spears him away, but Leo style, I can't. Okay, he just yoinks a rune at least. I guess that's, you know, one way to try and you know, stem the bleeding there on that kill. But the kill goes the way of Angel, so that is probably a worst case scenario.
Yeah, that is your little bit of recovery there for him. I think Thunder Predator, everybody just waited there. They knew what was going on. But top, Kotaro, no fear, made his rotation out of his lane. And Pandaboo, he's not dead, I think, right off the bat here. But at the same time, it's time now to move towards these tier 1 towers, and that's where the Ursa still struggles so much more than the Morphling. And we've already seen whenever these tier 1 towers don't get picked up early, it feels like they just never die for so long. MBZ though.
Some fire shield on fire shield action. Leo style unable to connect with the spear onto Matthew. Very difficult to do when a hero has max movement speed there, but Matthew will just get burned down as Rubik just runs around with his own fire shield. And bottom lane, it looks like Angel grabbed a kill there onto that Ogre Magi.
Yep, got the freebie. I think just trying to stay there as long as he can. The same rotation that Pandaboo was making in the top lane, just trying to keep these towers alive. But more importantly, if Thunder Predator don't claim this bottom tower with this cart, Lava could very easily defend it. Of course, they had already used the arena mid, but at the same time, I feel like you don't have really the resources on Thunder Predator to make this push all too easy. At the same time, Lava could very simply make their next brew split on that mid tower, in which case you need to find the initiation on either Pandaboo or Matthew. Otherwise, I think they really can't win that fight. Every single time this brew split's going to be committed, at least for the next 5 minutes or so, I feel like it's going to just be a wash. He's working on Spirit Vessel, no less, so it's going to be even more obnoxious for all the heroes on Thunder Predator to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm curious as to what he's going to be doing. He's been sitting top lane here behind Kotaro for a bit, and wait.
Huh.
Is he just...
He's farming.
They're...
High skill.
Okay. That's an interesting one. That's a 2-minute cooldown. I'm not sold on that one. Bottom lane, though, Leo style drops the arena. Doesn't really connect with the kill there onto Oscar, but they do manage to stun up the Ursa. RP just a moment too late as he manages to die just before the animation finishes, and the TP not going to be successful, so they find 2 big kills. Fiend's Grip out onto Leo style, and that's going to be a dead Mars. Dark Mega with a DD rune. Doesn't have many spells left, so he's just going to go back to jungling.
Man, that is perfect from Pandaboo, though. That's the return kill that they really were needing and looking for, and unfortunately, the bigger issue is that this tier 1 tower bottom still survives, and Thunder Predator, it's where you start to run out of that space that you really need to work with. At least they got the Mars kill. The only problem is Kotaro is off doing his own thing as far away as anyone as possible, and he's defying both of our expectations here. He's getting that Ethereal Blade first, I think, just so he can kill these supports every single time, because there is no way for anyone on Thunder Predator to save them at this rate.
Yeah, Frank, Spirit Vessel about to be delivered. The thing that's so interesting, too, about that whole situation bottom, if Frank's had Primal Split, he's able to cancel that Fiend's Grip pretty much right away and maybe turn the fight there for them. So it's that being on cooldown definitely costs them. A couple Spirit Vessel charges available though, which is quite nice. And they are rotating 3 heroes down here to try and shut Frank down.
Okay.
See if you can get some help. There's the Skewer into the RP. He ends up stealing the RP here. Turns around right onto the Ursa, but he's gotten enraged. Put to sleep here by Pandaboo. Rubik. Stylish play, but doesn't end up doing anything with it since just severely outnumbered.
Yep, and that's what Thunder Predator do so well. And that's where you really would have liked your split, but you can't harp on that too much, I suppose. At the same time, though, Leos now, he didn't want to make that rotation towards bottom anymore. He was not sitting on enough mana to actually get his spells out, and okay, the setup, I mean, they keep on looking for these plays on Thunder Predator, and it's these Nightmare Shackles that they do need to be very concerned with, but okay, Leo style, he's looking for it and got it.
They caught it right onto the Ember. The question is, can they finish him off? They do, just in time. Quick fingers there from Leo style to get that little bump on the corner of the wall.
Yeah, I can't believe that Dark Mega wasn't able to react. He had 3 remnants. On paper, he is completely fine there, but just a little bit of a slow reaction, something that I'm not really used to seeing from Dark Mega. I feel like that's such a rare mistake from him, and at the same time, this fight's gonna get messy once Frank uses the ult here.
And there it is. They managed to catch Frank. Yules comes through and he doesn't get the split off. Canceled mid-animation, and here comes Ursa with this defusal. Triple kill for Angel. He's suddenly top net worth by a pretty significant margin as well.
Yep, they play right into Angel's timing, and if they want, they could go right into Roche, but I think they might be suspecting that the play coming out from Lava, just running in there with the grip, or with the primal split, could be too much for them to deal with currently, but at the same time, you're farming with an empowered Ursa. You are absolutely happy with this because you are coming up on that timing where Angel's going to have Blink Diffusal, your Magnus is going to have Blink RP, and although you've gone for a slightly different build-up on Dark Mago, the Spirit Vessel is still a very big problem for Kataro to deal with, and almost going to play even more so against him because he goes for the Ethereal Blade Rush as opposed to the Manta, and that's a Yule's mid, but not going to catch him again. Dark Mago's not going to let that happen a second time.
Yeah, absolutely not. I think they saw the ward placed there, but I don't know for sure.
It's rough now because Lava, they want to make that same play where they go into that bottom triangle. They still have this ward place that's going to scout out Thunder Predator farming, but that's where the other benefit of the Ursa just not really being a fantastic target for you to actually find and burst in a lot of these engagements, and it's where they need to start leading with the Rubik Lift, and of course with the Aether Lines it's going to be a little bit easier for moves, but I think they'd much rather look for Dark Mago mid. Will he give it to them, though, is the real question.
So one thing to note, Kataro is going for that Ethereal Blade, so he's going to go for the shotgun build here on the Morphling. Maybe just try to focus down some of these backline supports. I mean, Wind Ranger absolutely decimated by this combo. Mid lane, the Spear Mars combo comes out perfectly timed from Leo style, not giving Dark Mago even a fraction of a second to get on out of here. And that's the E-Blade just came out from Morphling as he nearly finishes off the Bane, but survives thanks to the Nightmare. There's going to be a nice ward drop, and MJZ going to help finish it off as Leo style, giving the typical carry contribution there, you know?
It sucks because Dark Mago dying in the mid lane like that, it's why you go for the Yule Scepter first versus these spirits, but until we see Angel most likely get an Aegis in his hands, we're not going to see him feel with that same level of confidence, and this is just an awesome play from Lava, just immediately going into the Roche after those 2 quick picks, and Thunder Predator, they don't have the blink on Oscar. They don't have their entrance. They don't have an initiator, and unfortunately for them, just means the Lava looks like they're going to get this one for free, even though it is scouted out. Oscar's got to go something crazy.
He's going for the skewer, but a telekinesis right from Rubik. What a sick play. Oh, Kataro grabs the Aegis. Yes, you lost the Ogre, but I don't think you're all that upset if you manage to get out of here on the side of Lava. That Roche steal is huge, taking that out of the hands of the Ursa.
Oh man, and talk about time. This is everything for Lava. This is your safety net that Kataro doesn't need to be scared of.
Telekinesis? They caught the Ember?
Oh.
That burst damage is massive. We're seeing Kataro here on the Morphling start to become a real nuisance. Spirit Vessel thrown out onto Oscar Frank. He's only got one charge left, so be a little bit more careful with the next one.
Yeah, I think they really are going to start to group up a little bit, but at the same time, Lava could just sit back and farm. They don't want to give this opportunity over to Thunder Predator necessarily, but they got to get the shackle on. Oh, Matthew.
Nice searing
Misses
chains, but oh, what an arena. Angel forced to BKB just to get inside. He's got a self-Yules to buy him a little bit of space, but Leo's not. And the E-Blade? You're freaking kidding me. Mars baiting so much time there. Yules, or rather the Cyclone, going to be throwing that Bane into the air. He's not going to contribute. RP comes out just for a moment. They get the Aegis, and Frank going to rejoin this fight. Hits that Spirit Vessel out onto Angel. He's got nothing left. He needs help. Kataro gets caught by the Fiend's Grip, though. He's the one who needs help, and now Dark Mago finally coming back into the fight. They take down Frank. MJZ on the run. Pops a stick. Spirit Vessel comes out. They'll be able to chase him down here. One more slight. They get the chains instead. And mid lane, Matthew pops that Rubik. Ends up being a 5-for-1, including an Aegis. What a fight from Thunder Predator.
He was so patient with that grip. There was no good position for Moose to actually get that cancel. He tried to desperately steal the Searing Chains from the Ember Spirit and then just started running at his opponent. And
Nightmare comes
a
through.
little bit messy.
Yeah, they're gonna get TPs to the mid lane. I think he knows like this is a little bit too risky.
Yeah,
Back
maybe
to
if they
farming.
lead in there with the Nightmare, and they might have the setup coming in from the Shackle shot, but that is also just the huge timing from Angel, having his BKB and actually showing up to that fight. I mean, that's exactly what you want from your Ursa, and we saw there, he was only gripped for maybe a second and a half on Kataro, but you just die so quickly with that Spirit Vessel already on you. It just felt like that was the worst possible situation to get your Morphling caught up in that fight. And now with the blink on Matthew, they see him on the ward. What a ward.
They do, yep. They will be able to close the gap. Shackle comes through, but again, he can't out-sustain the Ursa damage. This is without the Spirit Vessel. Angel just chews right through him. Spirit comes through from Leo style, trying to burst down the Bane. They got their own damage, stuck inside the arena. Bandaboo able to keep himself alive for the moment, and now Leo style's in a bad spot. Bandaboo will be able to survive. Spear from downtown, sniped there. Nice kill, but you lost the Rubik as well. Angel finding kill after kill. Leo style able to blink away for the time being. And it looks like he should be able to survive here as he goes for the TP out. And now behind the tower, Ogre Magi. And just on Matthew, but he got the Shackle off in time. And Angel finds himself his double kill. Now level 16 on this Ursa at nearly 13,000 net worth. Angel has absolutely pulled away in this game.
Yeah, and what do Lava do to actually start the fight him? It's going to become that game where you use the split just to draw out whatever you can from him. Unfortunately, the longer you keep that bear up in the air, the more he gets to hold onto his resources, and Leo is making more plays here, but that's where Angel with the blink. I mean, this could just be the end here for a lot of these heroes. Frank might just need to ulti. Yeah.
Split comes out right away. They will be able to hold down the Ember. They didn't expect the chains coming through from Kataro, and nice play by him. Cyclone into the spear. They've now found Magnus. No way out. Gets sniped there by that E-Blade combo, and Frank trying to find Angel, but doesn't manage to as he's hiding out in the trees. One of the benefits of playing the Morphling into the Ember Spirit is getting those getting those abilities. Like, they are super strong.
Man, it's just so sick from Kataro. That's exactly what he needed to do, and of course, going for that Maelstrom, you have a very normal build-up on Dark Mago, but delaying out that BKB because you had to go for both of these items, it's just perfect from him. And the name of the game, still for Lava, is time. If we can slow down the pace, this 2,000 gold deficit between Angel and Kataro isn't going to matter, but yeah, Leo, he already blinks.
Yeah, he did, and sick play there by Matthew. The Shard just holding that Mars in place. Does the Gale Force provide vision as well? Or is it just the pushback? I actually don't know. We'll have to see in the next one.
It's regardless, it's such a good setup spell. It's so nice to see Windrunners get it as early as they are, and this is the perfect play. It was going to be about what they do whenever the split is on cooldown, and unfortunately Frank, just the cost of doing business here, and this is immediately going to be pushed onto that mid tower. And look at Angel, he's just running at moves. he just could not care less. He knows that regardless of wherever he shows up, the push is not why they're playing this game. It's all about shutting down and killing as many lava heroes as they can in a certain time frame. I think now, maybe trying to bait a little bit here. Oscar's looking for an angle for anyone who shows up in the mid lane, but I can't imagine Lava are going to fight over this tower. That would just be a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, they're pretty safe taking this one. Oscar with that new Blink Dagger. I don't know if they've seen it quite yet. They do ping out Oscar, so they should know. So that Blink Dagger going to be a real issue for the heroes on Lava. I mean, we've seen it multiple times today, just how good that Blink RP can be, even through those BKBs. But Angel is just getting so much farm on the map thanks to this Empower. A 5-man smoke from Lava, actually. It looks like they want to try and take the fight to Thunder Predator.
Okay. They see
Trying to
Dark
grab
Mago.
Yeah, they got the Yules. They got the Cyclone Spear off the mark, though. And Dark Mago is out. Not an easy combo to land. And MJZ, the one in trouble, as Oscar's going to be able to skewer him forward. Angel, he did commit the Enrage for this. Still has the BKB. He gets to return Shackle, though. Nightmare to try and save him. Can he finish him off in time? They do get it with the stolen RP from Rubik. Pandaboo did his best to try and keep his boy alive, but it was not enough. And Kataro just trying to chase down Matthew, but the wind run just making it too difficult. Dark Mago, Remnants out to the other side, but right into the hands of the Ogre as a Shackle comes through once again from Kataro. This guy, he's popping off. Windrunner speared up into the final tree there. They take down 4. An incredible fight there from Lava.
I mean, Guitar is just doing everything for his team, and Wind is just the best, simply the best morph target in this game. Not only do you have that secondary disable to help out a lineup that inherently doesn't have all too much, you also get the Wind Run. There's no MKB, there's nothing in the works coming in because you don't want to skill for that eventuality, and now Pandaboo gets taken down in the top lane as well. It's just kill after kill, and it's just Lava in the front seat now. I cannot believe that they lost Angel in that kind of situation. There just wasn't any save, no Glimmer, no Force, and just perfect from Kataro.
Yeah, it really was.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Fire Blast out onto the Ursa. Do they have the damage? He falls over. He pops the BKB, takes down the Rubik. Now turns his attention over to the Ogre. Quick double kill there for the Ursa. The bash up onto the Morphling, but his BKB, it's expired. He needs help. He goes down. Kataro finding the kill. Frank with that Spirit Vessel out onto Oscar, but it is the Morphling show now. Level 19 as he grabs himself another.
Oh man, and it's just your super short BKB. Now all of these fights are going to be decided during this Ursa's timing, and if you aren't killing someone who's RP'd or you aren't getting someone killed in that shackle shot duration, you are losing that fight convincingly every single time. Now it's the nightmare situation where I believe Frank also has that Aghanim Scepter being flown out to him as we speak. So the longer these fights go, Lava just keep on getting these incredibly nice resets, and Thunder Predator are having a lot of trouble sticking on these targets, and no longer can they just settle for these support kills. They need to take out the Mars, they need to take out the Brewmaster, but if Lava keeps starting these fights from so far away, it just feels like there's no entrance. And now with
Frank
Roche
scouts Roche.
going to be the refocus, I mean, if they can't let Kataro get another Aegis, that would just be backbreaking. I don't think they would actually be able to take another fight convincingly. They need to kill everyone except for Kataro, but that's where it's so hard for heroes like Pandaboo to even find any plays to be made.
Who do you think takes the shard here? Because you do have, I think it would be Mars, right? The double spear, or do you just like give it to Brewmaster?
I think Mars, Rubik, the Brewmaster one's interesting, but I think
It gives
Mars
you the
is
disarm,
the
right?
easiest one. Yeah, it gives you the disarm. It gives you another Panda as well if you do end up losing one of your boys, but Frank.
Primal Split comes out. In comes Frank as he sends the Ursa into the air, and now they are looking for a hero to initiate on. Angel gonna be forced to BKB here very quick. Frank instantly cancels his Primal Split and goes back in. Angel gets the blink out, but Frank, again, he's not satisfied. They've managed to peel off this fight completely. It's just Dark Mago, and he will be able to survive with that Remnant out. Frank trying to do what he can here, but, I mean, he's committed both splits. There's nothing left.
Then, oh, Matthew.
Matthew going on to Leo style. The telekinesis, he goes down, but Angel goes in. Self-Yules here from the Mars. Not going to be able to keep him alive. Kataro Oh, and sick Fiend's Grip. Pandaboo, he is going to get it stolen, though, so you got to be careful here as Kotaro. He's ready to join the fight. There's the split. He met... Or the Fiend's Grip? Did it get canceled? Dark Mago. Oh, it was nightmared. Okay. Back into the fight they go. Is able to hold Kotaro down with the RP, but he's still alive somehow. The Spirit Vessel's not enough. A buyback in from Dark Mago, trying to get down on this Morphling, but turning his attention on over to the Rubik. The Nightmare doing some work. He's going to go for the TP out. Doesn't make it, thanks to Pandaboo. And Angel will be able to clean that kill up. He's going to buy back into the game. Kotaro trying to top himself back off. Gets some health before trying to get back into this fight. They managed to take down the Ogre, but he's underneath the ward. Kotaro, he doesn't know quite yet, but he's got the E-Blade combo. Angel jumps in, trying to close the gap. Wave forms away. It looks like a one fight for Thunder Predator here. Very scrappy, but losing those 2 split charges right out of the gate. I don't know.
Yeah, it felt like the first one was necessary. That was Frank breaking the smoke, but it canceled early. He used, really, I think, his timer just a little bit too easily, and that's where we didn't see any counter initiation. Leo style was getting really held up by Dark Mago, and Pandaboo, you got to be so careful here, but Dark Mago...
Held in place, the chains, again. He's in a bad spot. The E-Blade comes out, he's dead! Leo style with the Yules, able to survive for the moment, but he's surrounded by Angel. And meanwhile, Rubik's just stuck inside the Roche, but he's trying to get out of here. Skewer, he's able to find Oscar, but that's going to be a dieback on your Rubik. They lose Pandaboo on the backside. He's going to buy back into the game. Frank with this split, trying to get on top of these heroes. Wind Raider just gets melted by a multi-shot. Or by a multicast there, and Angel. Only the Enrage left. Going to be forced to use it. Trying to run away, but Frank out of charges. There's going to be the Fiend's Grip. They have any way to cancel this? They don't. They're just going to leave. Frank goes down without buyback. Now the hero advantage going the way of Thunder Predators. Angel's just going to walk right back into the pit, and it looks like Lava, they've lost the Roche.
How do Thunder Predator end up being the ones who actually get this? This is just crazy. And not just that, this is the most important Roche you can possibly ask for. Yeah.
Okay, they are going to get it. They don't want to actually commit, it seems.
And that's without Oscar landing an RP. He's been so patient. Oh, Kotaro, you got to be so careful near these eye spots. I think he will back off now, but man, Kotaro is doing everything and then some for his team. Finding Dark Mega like that for the second time, it's just insane to see. But that's also where the respect needs to be given over to Angel. He is terrifying on this Ursa, and unfortunately for them, that is now a big timing that they get to play around. Of course, the Aegis did just go the way of Angel, so there's still that kite potential coming in from your Brewmaster, but you give away 1 or 2 more fights like that, there was no thought about building or any split push, nothing. It's just been an absolute bloodbath for the past 30 minutes, and now I think that refocus onto the structures is where Thunder Predator are going to look for their next picks, and we don't even have the BKB. I think it might be coming out on Leo style right now, but the Mars is such a big target. Oh, if they get him right now, that'd be huge.
MJZ walks in. It's going to be able to actually pop the smoke here, so Kotaro knows something's up. Matthew, he gets the shackle, the telekinesis, able to help, plus the spear. Kotaro turns around, able to take down one. He's going to turn himself into the Bane. Now Pandaboo trying to hobble away, but the sentry does come out. They will find the kill, and Angel, again, he's got this Aegis, but he is in a really bad spot. Pops the BKB up onto the high ground, able to keep himself alive. Oscar with the mech. Angel doesn't get the blink. Not going to happen. And now you got no tools left.
And spear.
Spear right on the money. Angel goes down twice. And look at Frank. He's caught the Magnus.
Oh, no.
Ooh. Not quite, though.
Okay. Yeah, very hard spell to time out, but at the same time, it is time. That's the glyph. They use the glyph on the tier 2 tower.
They
so
can go in.
If you don't have buybacks, they're going high ground right now. They are not waiting around. They had that initiation. It's Matthew, I think, and Angel just traveling a few too many paces ahead of their teammates and didn't pop BKB. The Gale Force, it's trying to be annoying, but this is at the very least 1 rack.
Oh, the Yules from Leo style. He finds Matthew, pins him against the wall. The E-Blade, it's coming in, baby. Kotaro grabs another, and that is no buyback. You just got one on the Ursa. If you use that and die, your game is over. Tier 2s will defend the middle and bottom racks, but the damage is done. They get that lane of barracks. The rest of the team will just... Did Ember's dead?
It was the shackle shot more from Kotaro. Again, he uses the wind. and he hits it. It's just insane from him. And now that's Dark Mago off the map. That was him finishing his BKB bottom, and he bought out for it too. I I can't imagine Lava want to go towards that bottom lane just because you're giving your glyph back to your opponents, but at the same time, the past minute, I mean, Kataro is just a monster. He's just a freak. He's just doing everything and then some. And his team is just setting him up for all of these plays. All of the vision placed. MJZ is so far forward in all these fights, just giving absolutely everything for his teammates to make these almost absurd jumps. And unfortunately, I think Thunder Predator, you're running out of time. You can still definitely kill this Morphling off, but one more item, I think Kataro is going to be out of your reach.
Yeah, and Kataro, he grabs the tier 1 bottom, resetting that fortification, of course, but they're just going to try and go lane by lane here at this point, going for this tier 2 bottom, then most likely the tier 2 mid after that. Kataro approaching that level 25, the 2 waveform charges, right, I'm sure is what he goes for here this game. It is just way too good.
Yeah, it's just, honestly, you can't call it a broken talent, but the other one also just isn't as good as some of the other spells in Dota. Maybe if you could use it in Chrono, people would go that talent, but at the same time, you're also getting a Butterfly finished up, and it's so much further along than Angel. They're just not even on the same level. It's just the unfortunate circumstance where Angel is committed for the Satanic, and you're not going to see that MKB for a very, very long time, and I honestly don't think Thunder Predator can rely on heroes like Dark Mago to be the ones to kill Kataro. The game has really just become about whether or not
they
this Ursa
found
can do
the
everything.
Bane. Nice smoke up, finds a kill there, and Bane almost survives. Man, that hero is tanky. Pandaboo surprisingly difficult for them to bring down. Took a little bit longer than they expected, but they get the kill nonetheless. Beautiful smoke rotation there. I think they were looking for another one, but they'll settle for the Bane as the second tier 2 tower. This one in the mid lane. Gonna go down here. Backdoor protection for what? Morphling does not care. Butterfly now done, on his way to a Daedalus, his last item, and here it is, baby. The brawling Morphling. He is going to be doing so much damage. Come forward from the Rubik. Nice try there, but Dark Mago. Pretty difficult to catch. Oh, Skewer comes out. No, he gets telekinesis. What a save by Rubik. He's gonna have to buy back right away. The Gale Force pushing them into the base a little bit, but again, you got these waveforms. I don't think you care all that much. Now the BKBs come out. Angel trying to go in. Leosol pops his own, just walks away. Frank just waiting for that to end before going for the Cyclone, and there it is. He is in the air. That Ursa removed from the game as Kataro just wailing on your barracks here.
And they could just go for the reset. They go for the re-engage. We need the RP from Oscar, and we need
The
it
spear
now.
comes out. They caught the Ursa. No save. He goes down. A stolen RP from Rubik. Catches 3. They're wiped off the map. Thunder Predator go down. GG comes out. And what a sick play from Lava here to end it.
Oh my goodness, moves. It just feels like Thunder Predator weren't able to play their own heroes because the Morphling, the Rubik, all of these stolen spells, everything was just perfect. The execution was just at a level that Thunder Predator weren't prepared to play against. And sure, they had their moments. They had their ability to try and get those few kills onto the Morphling, but time and time again, Lava just cover him and get that reset to then re-engage and then kite you out. It really felt like, I think Frank's hero pick was just ruined the game for Thunder Predator. I think that this Brewmaster just did absolutely everything they wanted. And of course, you got those few kills on him. You have those few situations where Frank maybe uses his split a little bit too early, but at the same time, you just can't play Dota if you're this Ursa. You are so bound to your BKB timing, and you look at Kataro, the exact opposite end, where you don't rely on really anything. It felt like there were no threats against this Morphling, and man, his performance was just stellar. It was just on a completely different level.
Yeah, this was such a sick game. I love this last pick, Brewmaster. I knew right from the draft. I mean, we've seen heroes like this, or Brewmaster in specific, just take over team fights and cause so much chaos. And Thunder Predator, they just didn't have an answer for it. They almost took down Frank a couple times at the beginning of the fight, but like we said, he's got this Aghanim Scepter. He uses one of those charges just for safety, and then he still has a second, and it just made the fight for Angel impossible. And it really was just this like Rubik. We knew as soon as we saw it picked up into this Bane and this Magnus, it was going to be a fantastic Rubik game, and he did not disappoint. Absolutely coming in with some incredible steals this game. But yeah, all around incredible performance by Lava. This was a absolute slugfest like we expected. 71 kills in this game, just 35 minutes. So about 2 kills a minute is what you love to see here out of these two teams. But we have one more game. Thunder Predator versus Lava is coming up for game number 2. We'll see if Thunder Predator can pull it back, or if Lava, if they're just hitting their stride. We know some of the two strongest teams from South America. It's an absolute blast. We'll see y'all after the break. Stay tuned for more here on the BTS Pro Series, season number 8. Season number 9.